Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my prior video, I have discussed about what is a mutual fund. In my today's video, I am going to discuss about the benefits of mutual funds. So as in my prior video, I already discussed what is a mutual fund and what are the main points or the main points to remember for a mutual fund. Today we will see why a investor going to invest into a mutual fund. What are the benefits he get? So the first benefit, first important benefit, which I discussed in my prior video also, is professionally managed. So why it is very important, I will tell in details now. So the person who manage the mutual fund is known as investment manager. So there are two kinds of people. We will see one kind of people who are actually doing their own research. They are very keen in about the stock market. They know when to invest, when the market is going down, when the market is going up, which security we can expect there can be a good growth. They see the history of what for a particular security. They know that okay, in this security, if I invest, I'm going to get good returns. So for them, they can take their own decision and they can invest into the market. But there can be other type of people who are not so much knowledgeable about the stock market, or they don't know where to invest, but they have their objective. So let's say an individual like me per se, I have a short term goal that by 5 year down the line I want to get a 18% return. I have that, but I don't know which where I can invest, where I can get that kind of return in 5 years. So in for me, it will be a good opportunity for me if I select a mutual fund. And for any mutual fund, you see, you can get that in 1 year this is the return, in 3 year this is the return, in 5 year this is the return. So based on that, I can decide, okay, I can invest in this mutual fund. Now that mutual fund, wherever they are going to invest or how they are going to create the portfolio, that is depends on the investment manager. So I am depending on someone who is knowledgeable to achieve my goal or achieve my objective. But I am not personally have to be that much knowledgeable, or I don't have to be do so much of research to do this. So that is one of the basic benefit of a mutual fund. Your risk is reduced. If you're going to invest into somewhere into the market and you don't know about it, you may end up losing some money. But in mutual fund, as it is professionally managed, chances of losing it is less. But obviously we know it is a market, there is always risk involved. Second point is portfolio diversification. What is that? I will tell now. Now, portfolio diversification happens into a mutual fund because a mutual fund is actually a big financial vehicle, what I said, and it is going to invest in a different kind of securities. It can be a equity fund which only invest in different kind of equity securities. It can be a hybrid fund where it invests in both kind of security. So your portfolio is always diversified, and in the equity also it can invest like 30% into a banking sector, 40% into a automobile sector, 20% into a pharmaceutical sector. So that makes a portfolio diversified. When you are going, let's say as an individual investor, if I am going and investing, either I have to be also making that decision, investing everywhere into small amount, or I will be only investing, let's say I have 1000 rupees, all 1000 rupees I am investing into a particular one particular security. So in that case, my diversification is getting reduced to only one particular security. But in mutual fund, you are, even if you're investing, let's say 100 rupees or $100, that will be always into a diversified portfolio. So that's why this is also one other one benefit. Next is return potential. So this particular point I also explained in my prior video, because mutual funds is always having a return. It will always get some return from the interest or from the dividends, or from the gains due to any realized gain and loss for uh, any sell they performed. So all these returns, they are going to give back it to the investor. So that way the return potential is quite high into the mutual fund. Then next important point here is liquidity. So there can be a mutual fund which has a lock-in period. So other than that, there will be always you have an option or to invest into the mutual fund, and when you want to take back the money, you can sell your units and you can get the money. So in that case, the liquidity also one of the important beneficial factor for a mutual fund. Next, fifth point is transparency. So this is why, because a mutual fund will always start with one basic document which is called prospectus. So if you are investing into a particular mutual fund, or if you are a fund accountant who is going to work into a mutual fund, both of you need to read the prospectus of the mutual fund, because prospectus is something which is going to explain that what is the main objective of the mutual fund, when they are going to distribute the income into the mutual fund, what are the expense charge into the mutual fund, how many units, what will be the initial NAV for the mutual fund, what currency will be the base currency for the mutual fund. So all these things will be mentioned into the mutual fund prospectus. Second is, whenever you are investing into the mutual fund, you will regularly get an update that what is the current NAV for the mutual fund, how much is the gain or loss you have incurred into this mutual fund, what are your returns. So in those cases, the mutual fund is quite transparent. Next point is the variety of schemes we get. So here, the interesting fact is mutual fund is a very diversified field. So you get different kinds of mutual fund. So you have a lot of options from where you can choose based on your objective. Let's say my objective is I want to, whatever money I am saving now, I want to invest into a fund where I can get a return after my retirement. So I can select something called a pension fund. Let's say one of my friend is there, he or she is only looking for a short term goal, not looking thinking about the after retirement perspective, only need something for a foreign trip in 3 years. So for them, they can take a risk and go into a equity fund. So that way you have a variety of scheme in mutual fund, where the mutual fund objective if matches with your personal objective, you can go and invest there. So in that way, there is also one benefit you see in the mutual funds. And the last point from my end is it is well regulated. So why is so? We know there are financial instruments which are OTC instrument, over the counter. In that cases, you won't have so much strict regulation. But in the world, across all the countries, all the mutual funds are well regulated. So in that case, you will never have the risk of losing all the money, as it is well regulated. So in that way also, it is safer to invest into the mutual funds. So there are a lot of other benefits about mutual fund. I have just jotted down the major points to discuss today. So these are the major benefits for mutual fund. In my next video, I am going to discuss about the types of mutual funds. Thank you very much. Keep watching.